So family, what's up? Good to be back. We have been on multiple journeys and physical, astral, spiritual, cosmic, sexual, family, orgasmic journeys, and now we're back to spread some information. That was that car again. That's irony. That's irony. So let me start this video off with saying thank you to everybody that has pre-ordered Chakra Nova and everybody who has signed up for the Crown Chakra Activation course. I generally do these things like put out books and put courses together for community and really expand and get into real information that I really couldn't get into on a YouTube video or on an IG live. And generally it helps everybody involved because an educational atmosphere isn't just me speaking. However, when you have a whole bunch of people with a particular focus, with a particular alignment, you're able to pick up on frequencies, thought forms, as well as ancestral energy. And so my purpose and intention is for the combination of all of our ancestors, all of our guides, all of our souls, as we really exchange knowledge in multiple forms. And I know that by putting a price tag on it, you have to really be in that same mind frame. The difference between an IG live or a YouTube is that it's free. So particular energies can show up in that particular space and disrupt you. The platforms such as like IG live and YouTube, they don't even let you cut off their app and continue to listen to what's going down unless you like buy it. So in the space of being flexible and functional with this information, like everything is tangible with me. So I'm always giving PDFs. I'm always giving people the recording, and you can listen to it and utilize it at your leisure. You can listen to it, you can watch it, you can view it, you can read it. And with that, you'll be able to apply this ancient knowledge in this new time, right? Confucius says to make old knowledge new is how you make a teacher. Get that window from here. Where you need it. It's hot. Huh? Turn the heat on. So in this video, I'm not gonna really take up a lot of your time. I'm gonna get into the occult meaning of Satan. And this video is actually a conversation that me and my wife had. And so I'm going to recreate that conversation so that we as a people can understand what needs to happen on a psychological, spiritual level, and where these thought forms such as Satan might come from. And it's basically based upon a function of mental understanding. And so the functions of our mental understanding, they are just as necessary as the function of our material functions, right? If you put a car, say, it don't matter how I make this car, I can make this car any way I want to. And then you get into that car, you're not gonna go far. Or if you say, I'm gonna make a car because I feel great, or I'm gonna make a car because I feel bad, you won't be able to make a car. You actually have to have a layout or a function. So when you reference energies such as God and Satan, they are not abstract thoughts of, so what do you think about what Satan means? I don't know. It means this. The same way as you wouldn't ask a person how to make a car. I don't know. I just think you just put 4 wheels on it and it just roll. So when you think about your relationships, when you think about your life, and you think about your relationship to divine, you shouldn't just haphazardly have that. You should be direct, you should be clear, and you should be a matter of fact about how you feel about your relationship. Because if you do not have a clear relationship, like, I know that I say a lot of shit, and I know that people don't really listen to me or hear me, but hear me clear. If you don't have a relationship with your source, it doesn't fucking matter, right? It doesn't matter. You are Satan. You are evil. Nobody's gonna fuck with you. Nobody's gonna like you. You won't get no money. You won't be happy. You won't, everything will crumble. That's just the bottom line. If you have a relationship with source, everything works out for you. It is not complicated. God and the devil are functions, okay? And when you do not connect with your source, you create what is called guilt. So the conversation, this was so divine. Me and my wife were giving offerings like we do, and I guess she had seen the number 623, and then she seen 326, and she wrote it down so she could remind me. Because that's how spirit works. Spirit gonna give you something, but sometimes he gonna give you something to give to somebody else. See, a lot of y'all take my information and then tell other people, which is cool, but y'all don't say, I got this information from Hood. So back to, like, I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, the divine whispered into my ear in reference to 623. No, my wife had the download, right, on the energy, and then we share information. So when I get numbers, I don't go online and search for it. I go straight to the concordance, and spirit will tell me whether I need to go to Hebrew or Greek. So in this space, we go to the, let me see, peace to the family. We go to the, I don't know what I guess that's Greek. That looked like Greek to me. So we go to the Greek, 623. It is Apollyon, the destroyer, the angel of the abyss. Apollyon, the destroyer from the abyss, i.e. Satan. And this word was only used one time in the Bible, and that's in Revelation 9:11. Now, our son is born on that date. So generally, what we then would do, like, we're not going to force the issue. We're just going to go specifically to that Bible verse, and we're going to look up what that Bible verse is saying and what the devil means. And because we are knee deep in this shit, we already know what to do when it comes to Revelation. Now, if y'all don't have this book, there's no way that y'all can consider me and you to know that my favorite book in the whole entire world is the Revelation of St. John. I mean, I put that shit on everything. That's my version of hot sauce, you understand? And it's dealing specifically with Revelation, and it gives you a psychological breakdown of every single verse in Revelation. So of course, we're just bringing up Revelation 9 chapter 11, taken from the Greek concordance 623. So the number 623 is not a number, right? 623 is a frequency, and it is a thought form, and it has an identity, and that within that identity is a function, and that function is Satan. Now, if you think Satan is something that you're gonna go to the church and go back and forth with your pastor about, no, we're talking about the psychological interpretation. So the interesting thing, like I said, my son was born on 9/11. Right? But the verse after is 9:10, and it's referencing a scorpion. Now, my wife is a Scorpio in Western astrology and sidereal astrology. She holds Scorpio energy down. But Scorpio also deals with the sexual energy, and it's also a space where ancestors like to come and hang out. right? They like to use energy as a portal. And since we can't really make this stuff up, you know, we generally have 4 children, like, quickly. And so we have to be very careful with our energy, because we are very in sync, because we can manifest just looking at each other the right way. So verse 10 goes into, they hid, and I'm trying to read, but it's going to be hard for me because English is my 5th language. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and they were stings in their tails, and the power was to hurt men for 5 months. So generally that sentence would be an abstract space of mumbo jumbo where people would give in their theories. Well, John was saying this when he was saying that, and this, that, and the third. Zachary Lansdowne goes straight to the crux of it. What is the psychological interpretation? And the psychological interpretation is centered in guilt feelings. Now, there's a lot of different things that a person could be guilty for, right? You could be guilty for all types of shit. But there's only one energy that a person needs to actually focus on to resolve all guilt. Like I said, if you want to live your worst life, go ahead and practice guilt. Be guilty for shit. I'm not even going to list the examples for the reasons that y'all can be guilty for, because it's endless. However, that guilt is only for a momentary time, right? Generally, you guilty, then you feel good. You guilty, and you feel good. But this perpetual cycle, man, it got to be too much to handle. I would hate to be a person who would not know how I was going to show up based upon how I was feeling. Now we got to go back to the car manufacturer. Nobody is manufacturing anything. Nobody is creating anything based on how they feel. They create and based on schematics. They create and based upon a plan, to which our ability to focus in on our emotions. And we mainly talking to black people, right? Because whether we emotional people. So if we feel like, well, I feel this, I feel that, I feel this, I feel that, we never get to the schematics or functions of life, because we're always talking about how we feel, right? But generally these feelings eventually disappear, because we'll party, we'll kick it, we'll make money, we'll get what we need. And then ever so often that guilt feeling comes and it sinks us. And now the relationship that we started is the relationship that we ended, right? Well, what happened to such and such? It was so good at the beginning. What happened? Those guilt feelings came back up and they began to sting. They began to fight. Why? Because the guilt feelings have the power to hurt men. And guilt feelings will hurt the person that you love 1,000% of the time. Let's deal with it. Now we're in chapter 9, verse 11. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name was, I'm zooming in to me, whose name was Abaddon. But in the Greek tongue, his name was Apollyon. And another word for that would be Satan. And so generally that chapter is talking about a spirit that people have over them that they don't actually want to deal with. Because if you're not directly connected to your personal soul, you're directly connected to Satan. This is what we were talking about the other day. Yeah, I'm just bringing it back up because people need to hear it.
But I'm saying when you said I didn't remember, I couldn't remember what you were saying about the devil, and when I referenced the devil, Jesus, I already remember now.
Yeah. The devil is a function. God is a function. And you can choose either one. And it's not to feel bad or good. Because bad or good is never on the table right now. We're specifically talking about whether you want to live your best life or your worst life. Because your soul is providing you with your best life, and it's a conglomerate. It's a smorgasbord. It's a buffet of particular positive energies that you could choose from. Connecting with Satan, or the energy that which is just the default mechanism to be an emotional, right? The default mechanism to emotions is just general Satan. It's a bottomless pit, right? Finally, all guilt all guilt feelings are essentially caused by the same belief. Take them to church, Zachary. Me and Zachary, we gonna have to smoke a blunt together one day. Namely, that human beings are separate entities. Listen, finally, all guilt feelings are essentially caused by the same belief. That all human beings are separate entities. This belief is powerful, active, and destructive. So trust me, whenever you're in a situation and you're in a space where you understand that you're a spiritual being having a human experience, and you can validate that, and you recognize that to be truth, and the people that are around you cannot validate that same expression, then their energy by default is more powerful, more active, and more destructive, because the spiritual being having a human experience is a peaceful way of being. So one then would say, well, what's the solution then, Hood? You have to begin to understand it, validate it within yourself, and in your relationships, you cannot not demand it from your partner. Or else, why are y'all in a relationship? And it's going to be tough to have these conversations. But the benefit that comes from my wife understanding that she's a spiritual being having a human experience, and that she needs to follow her soul for the best experience that she could possibly have, is worth whatever we have to go through to get there. Because I'm not trying to get her there for me. I'm trying to get her there for herself. I'm not trying to get y'all to do, listen, I do not have to do none of this shit. I do not have to talk about none of this shit. Actually, this is a real distraction from my actual real goal of making money. I could be actually focusing on the charts right now and setting up trades and making fucking money. I do not need to sell a book. I do not need to sell a course. I'm doing it so other people can understand that they're a spiritual being having a human experience, because the other side of that is very active, is very powerful, and is very destructive, and I'm tired of it. I don't like it. So generally, as a space for me to find purpose in my existence here on earth, because what seems like such a simple concept is actually one of the most hard to find things in the actual universe. Another human being that will not only say it, but apply it and live it and express it and show it and know it and grow within the fact that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. Be sure to sign up. Crown Chakra activation is going up February 20th. I've been referencing it because after that, we're not meeting up again till April, and we need to get this information. I can't say that I have the number of people signed up that I want signed up. And generally, the question that I have, leave a comment on this video if you made it this far in this video. DM me. What do I need to do to get you to sign up? Is the price too high? Or are you just not interested in the information? Do you feel that I do a bad job of explaining what the course is about? I'm really interested. And once again, I started off this video by saying thank you to the people who have signed up already. This ain't for you, but for the people, I got thousands of people that be on my channel. You understand? I got close to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. I got close to 3,000 Instagram subscribers. So if I get 10 people to sign up for a course, then I'm kind of confused, because once again, I don't want to waste nobody's time. My time being the most important. And generally, I'm trying to figure out my focus and determination, what I should do with my life. And if this message don't resonate with you and it don't move you to, act, then let me know what I'm doing wrong. And I know that I can't do anything alone. So generally, I try to bring people on board that are looking for a team atmosphere. So I'm open to that as well. But my message and my purpose is very, very clear. It is very, very simple. I'm here to hold this space for you and everybody else until we all can collectively come to the clear conversation and dialogue that we are all spiritual beings having a human experience. So peace to y'all, and y'all have a wonderful, great day, evening, or night, wherever this video finds you. Peace.